Welcome to the Grand Center. My name is Eddie Glenn, bringing you the broadcast of the first game of Averett women's volleyball here in Danville, Virginia, where they will be taking on Randolph-Macon College here in just about 3 minutes. We will bring you the start of the game, and let's see how good our Lady Cougars can do here on the Averett Sports Network. And here we go. We are just about underway here. The start of the game between the Averett University Cougars and the Randolph-Macon Wildcats. Cougars last year, and their records in 3-set matches, they went 19-2. When teams try to take them 4 sets, they went 10-0, a perfect undefeated record. And in 5-set matches, they do win down the stretch. They went 3 of 2 in those games. So the Cougars had a very successful season last year. And let's see if head coach Danny Miller can mirror that this year. And it all starts here against Randolph-Macon. This team, of course, led by one of the only seniors on the team, one of the few seniors, Emily Stanley, who's been a cornerstone for this team. Also out on the court, you got Keenan Marks. We've got Brooke Aaron, Mackenzie Miller. Maddie Dedez is there. And then Jordan Pitzer, another senior on this team who's also very good. Maddie Dedez also very good. Mackenzie Miller, as a first season freshman last year, a true freshman last year, came on the scene and made her presence felt, setting up Hannah Shields and Brianna Williams and Maddie Dedez for these big time strikes going cross court. Mackenzie Miller did a great job assisting her team last year. So here we are. Keenan Marks on the serve. The Cougars almost have picked up a point off the serve. Stanley to Marks. Dedez picks up the first point of the season. Madison Dedez. Dedez, the junior out of Yorktown, Virginia. And does carry just a little bit on Marks, making able to pick up a point. Miller to Marks. And that point is picked up by Brooke Aaron, sophomore, hometown girl from Danville, Virginia, went to Chatham High School. She was teammates with Harper Scolo, who's out of Dry Fork, Virginia, but did go to Chatham as well. And the Cougars able to pick up another point. Good job on the serves here for the Cougars to get out to an early 3-1 lead. Here's Aaron. Couldn't quite get the lift on the ball that she wanted on the serve. So a point goes to Randolph Macon. And the Cougars pick up another one. And that is Jordan Pitzer, the senior, out of Franklinton, North Carolina. She went to South Granville. Abby Taylor checking in, as well as Micah Patterson, sophomore out of Ridgeway, Virginia, who's looking to make a presence this year. As Maddie Dedez checks out and Stanley checks back in. Coach Miller trying to keep his girls fresh and do go back-to-back on games here. Good dig there by Randolph Macon, and they're able to pick up the point. Randolph Macon, that was number 3, Kennedy Webb. And in checks number 23 is Amaya Mangum out of Creedmoor, North Carolina. She also went to South Granville. And a good strike there from Randolph Macon. Keeps the game tied at 5-5. And it looked like Randolph Macon might have got a finger on that, but it didn't. It looked like it, the referee said it grazed or went right over top of their fingers, didn't touch it, and soared out of bounds. So Randolph Macon with the lead, 6-5. Miller, Pitzer. And I tell you what, anytime Mackenzie Miller is setting someone up, it's almost guaranteed to be a point. Miller doing a good job of setting her teammates up. Brooke Aaron checking back in for Taylor. Cougars couldn't keep control of that one. Score moves forward 7-6, Macon out in front. Ball soars out of bounds. 7-7. Cougars tie it up. And Dedez back in. And Dedez meeting you at the front wall as she always will. 8-7. Dedez had 132 kills last year. Nine 7 Cougars up. Emily Stanley back there to serve. And a little too much power on that one. Pitzer sends it across. Macon looking to control. And Cougars doing a good job. 10-8. Cougars lead it. Keenan Marks back to serve now. And Cougars will get the point. I think there was a double tap. Here's Marks. And Dedez with the gentle touch me over. Didn't go. Looked like it would fall. Here's Marks over to Aaron. Stanley able to get under it. Here's Marks. Miller. Randolph Macon able to control it once again. Cougars get under it. So 11-9, excuse me, as Macon picks up the point. That is Aaron. A nice strike there. Aaron has 76 kills on the year last year. Taylor to Marks to Pitzer. And it goes out of bounds. Cougars pick up the point. 13-10. And the ball does land inbounds. Cougars thought it would sell out. 13-11. Pitzer, and she picks up the point. Macon trying to get control of it. Stanley to Miller. And as I said earlier, it does end in a point when Miller's setting it up. That was Amaya Mangum, a freshman out of Creedmoor, North Carolina, helping her team out, 15-11. Miller on the serve. believe the point went to Macon there, 15-12, but the Cougars were there, and that's what you want. Pitzer doesn't fall. Here's Macon trying to corral themselves. Miller to Mangum. And Macon able to control it. Stanley to Miller to Pitzer. And Pitzer couldn't get the lift, just barely couldn't get it over the net. And Stanley almost there to save it. But 15-14 is Randolph making a push here. Pitzer almost get that one into the ground. Good dig there from Randolph Macon. And Mackenzie Miller with the surprise touch me over. 16-14. Of course, Mackenzie Miller, daughter of very well-decorated coach Danny Miller in his 24th season here. And we are at the 24th annual Cougar Classic, hosted by your Cougars. Cougars couldn't get it back over the net. (16-16) Macon. Stanley, Miller, Aaron. Point Cougars. 17-16. And it's just that easy as 1, 2, 3, and the Des comes back in. And the Cougars send the ball right back at you, Randolph Macon. Stanley, Miller, the Des, and Macon was there to send it back at the Cougars. 17 all here. Miller, Mangum, point Cougars. Here we go. Marks. Aaron. Macon able to control it. Stanley to Marks. Marks trying to push it over. 18-17. Cougars lead it. Marks sends it up. Stanley sets up Miller. Miller. And Macon able to battle through, fight back, and get the point. 18 all here. We saw Macon in the last game, if you tuned in with us, from set 2 to 3, really had a strong push. And it looks like they're riding that push here, made some adjustments, and they are playing very well against Averett. Miscommunication there. Couldn't size up the ball, it looked like from Miller. Looks like it kind of got an awkward touch off of one of those front lineswomen. 19-18, Macon leads it. Miller, Marks, Aaron, and it does land in bounds. Aaron, nice accuracy off the strike. 19 all. Marks. Stanley. Miller. Macon able to control. Averett picks up the point. Averett, first team to reach 20 here. Can they hit 25 first? And that's all that matters. And here's Aaron on the serve, and it does float out of bounds. So Macon will match them at 20 apiece. Stanley, Marks, Miller. Macon able to control. And the Cougars, that's a combination of Miller and Dedez there. 21-20. This is Matty Dedez on the serve. The Cougars do get the point. Looks like there might have been a double tap there. So Cougars 22-20 in set number 1. Here's Dedez on the serve one more time. Marks to Taylor. Miller. Macon able to control. Wildcats send it over. Marks, Taylor, Miller one more time. Wildcats again. Way to be there. They send it back over the net. Here's Taylor. It was Marks to Patterson, and Wildcats able to battle through. It looked like they might have got the point, but the Cougars actually able to pick up the point there. 23-20. Cougars lead in set number 1. I believe Randolph Macon called a timeout there. We'll be back in just under a minute here at the Averett Sports Network. (23-20). The Cougars lead it in set number 1. Madison Dedez on the serve. Macon able to control it. Marks, Taylor, Pitzer, point. 24-20 in set 1. Macon, as Marks is able to control it. Here's Miller for the win in set number 1, and the Cougars get it, 25-20. Cougars take home set number 1. Teams will flip courts, and we will bring you set number 2 right here from the Grant Center. And we're back. Cougars take home set number 1. In the first, they take home the first set of the season and the first set of the game. So very good for the Cougars. Good momentum to build off of. And so Randolph-Macon will get the serve first here in the second set. So let's see if they can build some momentum. They stayed right there with Averett all of that first set. On 25-20. Miller to Dedez, and that is a point. Dedez bringing the cannon. Marks will serve. Macon picks up the point. 1-1. Marks. And that's Aaron picking up the point for the Cougars. And the Cougars will pick up the point as Macon. Macon's shot travels out of bounds. Marks to Miller, and that's another point for the Cougars, 3-2. Macon sends it across, and the Cougars do touch it before it goes out of bounds. So Macon keeps it tied up at 3-all. Taylor, Macon able to control. And again, the Cougars, looks like they're not able to control the ball off of the bounce after it hits the hands of that front line. So that may be something they're looking to tweak here. 4-3, Macon leads it. Taylor set up, goes off the net. Hits the ground, so Macon out by 2 now. And Pitzer's shot handled well. Marks, Stanley, Miller, point. Taylor. Miller sends it across. Not clear on the point yet. Point goes to the Cougars. So 5-all. Cougars knotted it up. Miller not able to get the ball over the net. And I believe the point discrepancy was whether or not Kennedy Webb of the Wildcats touched the ball or not as it sailed out of bounds. I think the ruling was that she did. Hits her. Mangum. And the Cougars, nobody there to corral the ball. 7-5, making out in front. Stanley to Miller. Pitzer. And that's a point for the Cougars, 7-6. Pitzer. Miller. Mangum. Macon handles it well. And the Cougars, again, after it hits the hands of that front wall, not able to handle the ball, scores 8-6. Randolph making out in front. Mackenzie Miller over to Mangum. Able to control it is Macon. Brooke Aaron trying to gentle tip me over. And the Cougars eventually do get the point. Miller. Again, a little miscommunication there. Miscommunication is killing the Cougars in this set here. 9-7, making out in front. The ball does hit the net, so throws off the Cougars as it hits the net and kind of dwindles down to the ground. So 10-7, Randolph making out in front by 3 points right now. Can they sustain this lead is the question. Miller. Randolph Macon sends it back, and Pitzer able to get a piece of it, but not able to get enough of it. 11-7. So head coach Danny Miller will call a timeout, corral his girls, get some motivating words under them, and hopefully pick their spirits up so they can play some better volleyball. 11-7, Randolph Macon leads in this game. And we're back, 11-7. Randolph-Macon leads it, and they will take the first point out of the timeout break, 12-7. And Madison Dedez able to pick up the point, 12-8. And hopefully her team can ride this momentum of that point. And like I said, every now and again, all it takes is 1 point can change everything, can really pick up the spirits of everybody on the team. So here we go, 12-8. Keenan Marks on the serve. Miller, Aaron, and able to pick up the point as the Cougars, 12-9. And the Cougars send the ball right back at Randolph-Macon. And whatever Miller said to his team is really getting to them, 12-10, as the Cougars are storming back in this set. Marks on the serve again, and it sails out of bounds. 13-10 for the Wildcats. Ball goes out of bounds on the Wildcats now. As they go back and forth. I believe the score should read 13-11. Cougars keep it alive. Good job from the Cougars, and they're able to get the point. So score goes up 13-12. So Macon 14-12 now. Macon not able to get the serve up over the net, so 14-13. Madison Dedez on the serve. Cougars were there, but the deflection goes the wrong way. 15-13. And Taylor trying to give it to him. Macon there to corral. Marks sets up Pitzer. Point for the Cougars. Macon able to do a good job of staying under that one, and Mangum Too much arm on that one. 16-14. Randolph making again. Miller, Pitzer. Point doesn't go. And Cougars, 17-15 now. They trail by 2. Macon able to pick up the point. (19-17) for the Cougars. They bring it back to within 2. Emily Stanley on the serve. Miller to Aaron. And Cougars able to control it as Macon sends it right back. And the Wildcats doing a good job. Back and forth these two teams go. And Randolph Macon pulls it out in that battle. 20-17, Randolph Macon. Dedez. Randolph Macon doing a good job of standing under the ball. Stanley, Miller, Aaron. Aaron not able to get the lift over the net. Another timeout called by head coach Danny Miller. 21-17. Randolph Macon on the verge of winning set number 2 here against the Averett University Cougars. Let's see what happens here in just over 50 seconds here at the Grant Center. And so here we go, 21-17 here. Randolph Macon leading in set number 2. Can the Cougars get their grasp back on this set? Dedez, like she might have had something there. Over to Aaron. Macon able to stand up under it. Stanley to Miller to Aaron. Point for the Cougars. 21-18. Keenan Marks checks back in. Cougars send the ball right back to Randolph-Macon. Point goes to Randolph-Macon, 22-18. And the Cougars losing a hold of that ball, 23-18. Randolph-Macon just 2 points away from taking set number 2 here from the Cougars. On the serve is Ambrose. And that ball sails on the Cougars, so 24-18. Can Randolph-Macon pull it off? Ball sails out of bounds on the serve, 24-19. And the Cougars are not a team you can let build momentum, as they will take a hold and take advantage really quickly. 24-19 for the Cougars. Abby Taylor will serve. Marks. Stanley. Miller. Back at you. Marks. Pulitzer. Right at you. Stanley able to get up under it. Here's Marks. Here's Miller. Out of bounds they go. And Randolph-Macon will bring home set number 2. So 1-1 in set play as teams will flip court. And we'll be back in just a few minutes here at the Averett Sports Network. Set number 3, here we come. Both teams taking home a set. Averett takes home set number 1. Randolph-Macon plays really good volleyball and takes home set number 2. So here we are. Let's see which one of these teams can win set 3 and take the momentum into set 4. Marks over to Macon. Stanley. First point goes to Randolph-Macon. Macon able to recover. Right back at you, says the Cougars, and they pick up the second point. So 1-all. So here we go with Abby Taylor on the serve. And Pitzer. The nice shot there. 2-1 Cougars lead it. And Madison Dadez is able to find a gap in the defense. 3-2. Cougars lead it. Taylor. Marks. Pitzer. Making sense it right back. Marks back to Pitzer. Deeper into the defense that time. And Averett able to pick up the point. 4-2 now. Cougars pick up another one. 5-2 for the Cougars. And there's Randolph-Macon with an answer, 5-3. Everybody picks up another one, so 6-3. And the Cougars go right back at Randolph-Macon. 7-3 here. So 7-4, Cougars lead. Randolph-Macon picking up the last point. Here they are on the serve. Miller. That's almost Pitzer with a great point. Point goes to the Cougars. Great awareness by Pitzer there. (8-4) for the Cougars. And that was, I believe that was Brooke Aaron able to find a gap in the defense there. 9-4. Well, it looks like Coach Matthews maybe talking to the ref about what happened. Score sits 10-4 for the Cougars. So I believe that the score will remain at 10-4. Pitzer on the serve. That was a great shot from Aaron. Recovered well from Randolph-Macon. Mangum. Aaron with another good one. And the Cougars right back at you. Randolph-Macon won't back down, though. Back and forth they go. Miller, Mangum, point. 11-4 for the Cougars. Timeout called for Randolph-Macon. Coach Matthews has some things to say to their team. Pick them up. 11-4 Cougars lead in set number 3. So here we go, 11-4 for the Cougars, as they have dominated this third set. And that's a point from Randolph-Macon, coming out of the timeout hot. A little too much there from Patterson. Patterson able to get under it. Pitzer. And that point goes to Macon as Pitzer got a hold of it a little bit too much. Miller. Aaron. And again, it carries on the Cougars. 11-8 now. Randolph Macon has come out and scored 4 straight. Cougars do get the point, 12-8. Here's Pitzer. Over to Miller. Aaron. And the Cougars pick up the point. 13-8. Another point for the Cougars, 14-8. The Cougars are able to get their footing now as out of that timeout break, Randolph-Macon went 4 straight points. Emily Stanley now getting the Cougars on the board again, 15-8. Randolph-Macon with a good play design there. 15-9. Miller, Mangum. (15-10), Randolph-Macon storming back. Miller, Aaron. Miller, Mangum. Mangum didn't get the lift that she wanted. 15-11. And that ball does land in bounds from Madison to Dez. 16-11. Ball sails out of bounds. Cougars pick up another one. 17-11 for the Cougars. Kind of stray ball from the other court. Coming over into our game, so no one picks up the point. They stop play, and we're going to reset here. 17-11. 18-11 for the Cougars. Timeout called. I'm going to take a quick break with them. We'll be back in about 45 seconds. Oh, a bad collision there between Marks and Dedez. I hope they're both okay as they were both going for the ball. Dedez gets up holding her lip, but they're both okay. Looks like it was just a minor collision. Love to see players get back up after a collision like that. So 19-11 for the Cougars. So 20-11, Cougars lead in this third set. Cougars sending right back at Randolph-Macon. Marks to Stanley, to Miller. Randolph-Macon able to recover it. Able to keep it alive is the Cougars. (20-12). Cougars lead it. Randolph-Macon able to string together another point, so 20-13. Randolph-Macon trying to storm back, not going down easy. Stanley to Marks, to Pitzer. Macon able to hold it. Randolph-Macon, another one. That's 3 straight for Randolph-Macon. Cougars able to work around the miscommunication there. Stanley to Marks, to Miller. Not able to control it is the Cougars. They're not able to put Randolph-Macon away. 20-15, Randolph-Macon coming back. It's 4 straight for Randolph-Macon. (21-15). Cougars able to stop that run that the Wildcats were going on. Macon able to control it. Madison to Dez. Ball carries out of bounds. So 21-16. Stanley able to control it. Dez sends it back across. And Miller able to finally get a point for the Cougars, 22-16. Too many touches of the ball for the Cougars. 22-17. Randolph Macon still in it. And the Cougars pick up a point, so 23-17. The Cougars lead it in this third set. Miller, Pitzer, not able to get it to hit the court. And that ball does carry out on Marks as he tries to send it cross court in a corner that was open. 23-18. I know, Cougars able to get a point. 24-18, 1 point away from closing up set number 3. Miller, Taylor, point for the Cougars. 25-18. Cougars win set number 3. They've also won set number 1. Randolph Macon took home set number 2. So let's see if the Cougars can win set number 4 and win this game. We'll be back in a few minutes after both teams swap courts here at the Averett Sports Network. So set number 4 has started. Cougars lead in set play 2-1. And Randolph-Macon will pick up the first point of the set. Making in. The Cougars going back and forth here. Neither team wanting to give way. Marks. Dedez. Point for the Cougars. 2-1 as the Cougars get on the board in set number 4. Good battle between the two teams there. Tessa Casemayer on the serve. Too much power on that one as Randolph-Macon will pick up the point. 3-1. Cougars pick up another point off the bad serve from Randolph-Macon. 3-2. Wildcats lead it. The Dez's serve goes out of bounds, so 4-2 for Macon. Point for the Cougars. 4-3 now as the Cougars are and got to put together some momentum. Randolph-Macon came out in this set playing some really good volleyball. This Casemayer not able to get to it. (5-4). Randolph-Macon leads it. Some discrepancy with the referee and the scorers table. And so here we are back at set number 4. It looks like Coach Danny Miller had a talk with the referee and the scorer's table, and they finally got everything ironed out that they needed ironed out. And now the Cougars, after the serve from Pitzer, tie it up 5-5. (6-5) for the Cougars. Let's see if they can put together a string of points here after that break. And it may have shifted the tide of momentum. And Pitzer sends that serve right into the net, but I don't think that's going to stop them. It's not going to put a damper on their success here. 6-6. And Randolph-Macon will return the favor and send one into the net themselves. 7-6 for the Cougars. Oh, it's Marks able to get up under it. And that ball just barely landed inside. A nice touch from Randolph-Macon, 7-7. All tied up, neither team able to pull away and show complete dominance in this set. Dedez able to find the gap. So 8-8 tied up. And that ball does land inside. Randolph-Macon thought it would carry on past the line, but a good serve from Marks there keeps the ball inside. 9-8 for the Cougars. And they made the right decision that time as Marks' serve does carry out of bounds. Dedez to Marks. Marks sends it across the net. 9-9 is the score. Cougars there right in front of the net. And the Cougars do pick up the points, so 10-9 for the Cougars. And that serve comes off the net from number 6 there, Shropshire. And Dedez with a good shot. Macon able to just barely hang on there. Shropshire to Marks. To Taylor. Marks. That was Pitzer that time. Taylor again. And Averett picks up the point. Way to fight through it. 11-10. Back and forth we go. Tick for tack. Each team 11-10. Cougars lead it. Ball stays out of bounds, so 12-10 for the Cougars. Can they build off of this? Ball goes out of bounds. The Cougars pick up another point, 13-10. The Dez on the serve. Another one on Randolph Macon carries out of bounds, 14-10 for the Cougars as they are trying to build on this lead here. Timeout call by Randolph Macon, 14-10. Cougars leading set play 2-0. Let's see if they can bring it on home here in set 4. Madison to Dez on the serve, 14-10. The Cougars lead it. And the Dez's serve just carries out of bounds. So 14-11, the Cougars lead it. And Randolph Macon putting together 2 straight points there, 14-12. Miller on the serve. Cougars able to get up under it. Stanley sends it across. Macon able to control. Miller with a diving effort on the hardwood. I tell you what, she's tougher than I am. I don't know if I'd have been able to get up that quick after diving into that hardwood. It is sturdy, and it does not move. 15-13, Cougars lead it. Randolph Macon making a run right here. Shropshire to Marks to Pitzer. Ball goes out of bounds, so Randolph Macon able to tie the game up here. Timeout call, 15 all. We'll be back here. Just 10 points away from victory is either team. We'll be right back here at the Averett Sports Network. 15-all is the score. Randolph making a good comeback here. And they take the lead, 16-15. Randolph bringing the heat on that shot. 17-15, Macon putting together a series of points here. Kaylee Steelman onto the court for the Cougars now. And that's a great point from Gray Capozzoli, a freshman right here out of Danville. Her and Tessa Casemayer both went to Tunstall, both were teammates, both in the same class. So they've got chemistry already prior to this Averett experience. So that is excellent recruiting from the coaching staff of the Averett volleyball team. Point goes to Averett. 17-all here. Cougars 18-17 now. And Danny Miller and the referee having conversation once again. We're going to let them straighten this out, and we're going to treat this as a timeout break. We'll be back here at the Grant Center. Your Cougars lead it. Randolph-Macon ties it up just as I was saying it. 18-18. Cougars pick up a point. 19-18 for the Cougars. Stanley to Pitzer. Hits the net and falls down. Tied up again. This has been the story of set number 4. 20-19. Randolph-Macon takes the lead now. And the Cougars tie it back up, 20-all. A very good back and forth volleyball game. So 20-all here. Marks on the serve. Let's see if the Cougars can make something happen. And just like that, Shropshire helps Averett take the lead. Taylor to Marks to Miller. Oh, that's Shropshire, excuse me. And the Cougars pick up another point. 22-20 for the Cougars. 3 points away from victory. Marks on the serve. And it does sail out of bounds. 22-21. As Randolph-Macon does not stay far behind. Dedez. Macon able to handle it. Out of bounds it goes, but off the Averett's fingers. So that will be a point for Randolph-Macon. 22-22. All for each team. Dedez. Taylor. Negated by Macon. Out of bounds it goes. Points to the Cougars. So 23-22. And Stillman comes back in. Marks, Stanley, Taylor, out of bounds. 23-all. Stanley to Marks, to Pitzer. Point for the Cougars. 24-23. And Dedez couldn't get the serve to go. So 24-all. And fans, that means this game will not end at 25. Marks, Stanley, Pitzer. Randolph-Macon able to control it. So 25 to Randolph-Macon. Timeout call by head coach Danny Miller. 25-24 is the score. Randolph-Macon in the lead. Let's take a break here. We'll be back here at the Averett Sports Network. 25-24. Randolph-Macon has the lead. And just like that, they tied the game back up for the Cougars with a bad serve. 25 all. Mackenzie Miller steps up to serve. Randolph-Macon taking the lead right back, 26-25. And at this rate that these two teams are playing, we're going to play into the hundreds. Thought the Cougars were going to get a point there. 26-26. Stanley with the good save. Shropshire giving it her best shot. Miller, Stanley. Macon taking the lead again, 27-26. Stanley, Miller. Stanley to Miller. She goes across the net. Point goes to the Cougars. 27 all. Miller, Stanley, Marks. Cougars take the lead, 28-27. Stanley, Miller, Dedez, and the Cougars get the point. 28 or 29-27. Cougars win it. Fourth set victory for the Cougars. Randolph-Macon putting up a great fight that they would not go down. I personally thought the game would go into the hundreds, but they settled out at 29-27. Cougars win it. We'll be back here in a couple of minutes for another part of the 24th annual Cougar Classic here on the Averett Sports Network.